to be a lively one, this, isn't it?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Out of the Loop. My name is Tom.
My name is Chris.
I'm Dave, and I've never really understood technically how to blow my nose.
Teenage boy claims to have laid over 20 eggs in 2 years. 14-year-old boy called Akmil and his family has said that he's been laying eggs since 2016 and has so far pushed out 20. Medics have told
Is there
him...
any pictures?
I'd want to
Yes,
see
there
a
is.
video of
Medics
him.
have told him there's no way that a human body can lay eggs, but Akmil is insistent that he has.
He's done it.
Well, he has. He's been hospitalised several times due to the condition and even managed to lay 2 eggs in front of shocked doctors.
I mean,
However, hold on this. Doctors suspect that the eggs were shoved up Akmil's rectum prior to his admission to hospital.
How old? 14.
He's 14.
14. And
That is about the age you discover
when
your
you
arsehole,
start-
though, isn't it?
Is it?
Oh, no.
Do you reckon he started with like quail eggs?
Just work your way. No, him like mini
Just
eggs.
work your way up.
What?
Cadbury's mini eggs.
Cadbury's mini eggs, because then there's no danger.
No,
Yeah.
see.
Well, I suppose they're in a shell, aren't they? But
Yeah,
still.
he'd get broken down.
But then, yeah, you work your way up. I imagine by his 16th birthday, he'll be doing ostrich eggs.
Akmil from Indonesia was x-rayed, where doctors spotted the egg sitting inside his bum.
I like that use of the word bum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His dad, Russley, told local press, in 2 years he's laid 18 eggs, and 2 today. So in total, there have been 20.
Quick
Are they
math.
chicken? Has
Yep.
no one like cracked one
Quick
open?
maths.
That's a chicken egg.
Christopher, I cracked the first egg, and its content was all yellow, no white. A month
Look,
later,
had been shaking around in his rectum
Yeah.
for ages.
a month later, I cracked another one, and its content was all white, no yellow.
Is there not a thing there to say, you know, your child is potentially the next step in evolution, and you're just cracking these eggs? Like that could be your grandkids,
That's true.
and you're just like, oh,
Someone surely's got to have cooked one of these up already.
What? Mohammed Taslim, a spokesman for the hospital in
Egg layers
some
anonymous.
place where Akmil was staying, said, "Our suspicion is that the eggs were deliberately shoved into Akmil's rectum,
I mean, can you like?
but we did not see it directly. They've got no proof that he did it."
Do you reckon he can just walk into a room where there's a bunch of egg cups and just like fucking do you remember You Bet?
Yes.
Most eggs in a rectum. And old Akmel turns up just pop, pop, pop.
Scientifically, by the way, guys, just in case we
Oh,
knew,
science.
scientifically, chicken eggs cannot come from inside the human body. Just so you'll know.
Just to clarify
Who is
that.
this story written by?
Lad Bible.
Oh, right.
Tabslim said that investigations carried out last year suggested that the eggs were chicken eggs, so now they're sitting tight to see if an egg-based miracle will happen on their hands. Basically, they put him in hospital
To see if he
to
lays
wait
an egg
until
without-
he lays an egg. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a watched pot, though, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
I mean,
He's just, well, you know, he'll just say, oh, you know, I'm a bit nervous.
But
Can't do it with all these
what's
people."
really funny is that they are keeping eggs away from him, so he's not allowed any access to eggs while he's in the hospital.
Just to prove it.
How else do you prove it other than holding him in a room with no eggs and say, do it?
Just holding him against his will.
Yeah, it's basically, isn't that like kidnapping?
Well, you're staying
Well,
here,
in-
mate,
yeah,
until
in
you've
prison-
laid a
in-
bloody egg.
Well, it's scientific kidnapping.
Which I suppose makes it okay.
In my books, you know, we've
Yeah.
got to find out whether this dude's... Look, he could be the first X-Men ever. I mean, it'd be really shit if
Oh,
he
I was
was.
about to say,
Can you
Batman.
imagine that was your superpower?
But that could be
Yeah.
the start of the evolution of X-Men. There could be just an X-Men that just lays an egg, like no skills to it. Just
There must be, yeah, superheroes, well, not superheroes, mutants that just have pointless powers, like
Yeah.
Mm.
the ability to strip paint off a wall. Well, that would
Hey, that's
actually
not
be quite
pointless.
That's
useful.
not-
That would be a
I said
fucking
that,
great
but
one.
yeah.
The
Great.
ability to make paint dry 5% quicker than normal.
Yeah, not even like really quickly.
Yeah, just 5%.
And you have to blow on it
Yeah.
as well.
5% faster, and the only way you can do it is if you stare at it really intently.
Yeah.
That's the only way your power works, is to just...
Is watching it. And the dude's just there, and like his friend comes around and goes, "Mate, just leave it. We'll all go to the pub." No. 5% more if I just stare. Dude, we're all going to the pub. We've got pizzas.
But
We're all
honestly,
gonna... No.
you-
Just 5
you
more
could
minutes.
just leave it. We won't notice.
What if you thought that was your superpower, and then someone else whose superpower that wasn't did exactly the same thing, and it dried in the same amount of time?
You'd
But this
be-
whole
you'd be
time,
heartbroken.
yeah, but this whole time you thought you were a mutant, but it was just your parents being polite.
Derek, they've just turned the heating on. That's all that's happened, mate. Logan Paul. and KSI. They're going to fight, guys. They're going to fight. Arr. They're going to fight. Great. Good. That is this news story. They're going to fight. That's all that's happening.
That's it. They're gonna.
Where are they going to fight? Is this going to be a boxing match, or is this going to be a no holds barred fight in a celebrity death match?
Yeah, I have details.
Like it to be.
Go on, what would you like? And I'll tell you if you're wrong.
I would like it to be in a cage, high-sided cage.
Right.
And I'm going to say
with ostriches.
No, I think there has to be geese in there.
Some kind of aggressive bird.
And
a swan.
One swan.
Oh, yeah.
And an army of geese.
No,
and then they have to battle it out.
This is what's actually going to happen. They're going to have Logan, they're going to do a boxing match. It's either going to be in the UK, the USA, or
one
Dubai.
of the other countries in the world.
To be fair, I watched the video with Logan Paul where he talks about this, and he does raise a very, a few interesting points. He says, first of all, KSI called me out. I've met the dude once. I met him once at the Super Bowl or something like that, and it was like we took one picture together. I've never really spoken to the guy, and all of a sudden he's having a boxing match with someone random I don't even know, and he calls me out to come and fight him. He's like, who the hell are you? And I'm like, actually, it's a really good point.
He planned this out. He almost forgot to call me and Jake out. You see him wait. He's like, the guy's like, is there something you want to say, someone you want to call out? He's literally like,
is there anything you want to say to someone else? Said you wanted to call someone out.
huh? He almost forgot!
It's like someone on Twitter or someone or whatever that we don't know just randomly going, oi, that guy that sat in the middle on the recent Out of the Loop, I want to fight you. So
I'd be like, how much revenue is this going to generate for me?
Yeah,
that's true.
Punch me in the face.
That would be my question.
How much would you have to earn to be in a fight with a YouTuber?
I don't know, a few grand at least.
All right.
It's got to be worth.
Yeah.
So if I was said you're going to get $5,000 to go boxing match with this dude, you'd be like, yeah, right.
For it to be filmed and put out on
I
the
quite happily just get knocked out in the first round.
Yeah.
There we go. There's our minimum. $5,000 if anyone wants to settle.
If anyone fancies
Probably. Didn't say definitely. There's no same weight class.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably 5-10,000.
5-10,000.
So if anyone is interested out there,
Dave's available for parties, hen do's. Just 5 to 10 grand. You can knock him out.
I got punched in the face once.
Yeah.
And that was it. That's my entire.
Is that the story?
I'm 36 years old. I've been punched in the face once.
So he knows what it's like.
Yeah. And my glasses got broken, and it was at a school party, and I made school pay for it. Well, I say I made. School offered to pay for another pair, and I accepted.
Nice.
And he also then said, my brother, Jake Paul, the other Paul, he said he'll have a fight with Deji, your brother.
Oh, God.
So I don't know what's going to happen there. And then he said, I don't know if your dad's up for it, but my dad's up for it. We'll have a whole family fight. So they're going to have...
It'd be like a tag team thing.
Yeah. There's going to be all the Pauls and all the KSIs. I don't know what his name is. And they might all fight in
a family mega card.
extravaganza.
Family mega card.
While we're on the subject of short stories we don't really want to talk about, last week Stephen was on the show and he told us about a cow from Poland that escaped the slaughter. In fact, there was a lot more to that story than... Obviously, Stephen didn't have the story with him, but there was a lot more to that story. The animal actually did attack people that was trying to sort of come and get it, like it bit them and all this.
Well, you were just trying to fight for your life.
You were. They wanted to put it in a zoo. Because they were like, oh, it's so amazing, let's put it in a zoo. But they wouldn't allow them. Apparently,
that was their answer to a cow trying to achieve freedom.
Yeah, put it in a zoo.
Put it in a zoo.
But that was more free than the slaughterhouse. Basically, they wanted to put it in a zoo. They were told they weren't allowed to put it in a zoo, apparently, because I don't know whether it's animal cruelty or something, but they weren't allowed to. So they decided they were going to be able to look after it at sanctuary sort of thing. So they went to go get it. It put up a fight, and they tranquilized it, had a heart attack, it died before it got anywhere to the sanctuary. Luckily, KFC picked it up, and they're going to put it in their new chicken. They got it for the new chicken nuggets. You remember we talked about beef nuggets, didn't we, last week?
That was
Cow nuggets.
Cow nuggets?
What? So that's what happened to the cow.
It's dead.
It's dead, so well done, Hero Cow. They were calling it Hero Cow as well. So it got a hero's death.
Well, it's been martyred now. It's a martyr cow. So China has launched a fresh crackdown on funeral strippers.
Sorry?
Funeral strippers.
Why have I never heard of these as being a thing
Strippers
before?
for a funeral.
Wait a minute.
And these are a thing in China.
There's such a big thing that there needs to be a new crackdown on them.
Yes. Yeah, there's in fact been a hotline set up to report it. The Ministry of Culture said it would target obscene, pornographic and vulgar performances at funerals and weddings. It followed reports in the state-run Global Times newspaper about roaring crowds applauding and cursing as women performed at funerals.
Well, that's a compliment, isn't it, to the
There
performer?
is. The tabloid claimed that they sauntered into the crowd and rubbed men's crotches while occasionally reminding them not to take pictures.
Is this while they were
Standard.
mourning?
Yeah.
Like, this is during the...
Yeah.
Okay, hear me out. Is this the worst thing in the world or the best thing?
Some rural communities in China believe hiring performers can increase attendance at funerals.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
saying.
With high attendance seen as a way of honouring the deceased.
Also,
I can kind of see how you would get to the strippers. I can, because it would be
Well,
like,
they get
we
to you,
need
it
lots of
sounds like.
people. We need lots of people to come along to make it, you know. And then eventually people are like, oh, people are getting a bit bored of funerals.
Yeah, how are
We
we
need
going
to,
to...
add a
zhuzh
bit
zhuzh it
more.
up.
Yeah.
And you'd probably start with a magician or something.
Yep. Crowd
or
pleaser.
something like
Card
that.
tricks.
Jugglers always go down well.
Yeah.
And then you would, then they
Mime
would get bored
artists.
of that. Mime master, yeah.
You know, like they could pretend like they were stuck in a coffin with them, couldn't they? Like,
Oh, that would be...
and they're like,
well, I mean, there's no less vulgar than having just
strippers.
strippers rubbing people's crotches at your funeral. If I were in a position where I had some input into my own
Funeral.
funeral,
Mm.
I would, because I would want people to remember my send
Oh,
off.
Yeah,
do you know what you
yeah.
could do? You could have like a fake coffin at the front
Pop
and
out,
have
like,
a
from a
stripper
gate.
pop out of that. And then they bring in the real one.
with your face as a mask, so at first you think they've actually come back to life.
No, I think my funeral would have to be compulsory fancy dress.
Well, with
Maybe
National Book Day.
Halloween. Maybe compulsory Halloween.
Oh no, because then it's
No,
slightly bad
make
taste
it-
if you've got people turning up in Jason masks.
Yeah, no, that's all the fun.
Especially if you
I
died
wanna-
through a horrific stabbing
I
as well.
I want there to be crying vampires and witches at my funeral.
I agree with you. I kind of want mine to be some weird affair as well. Like, I don't want it
Just
to
have
be...
fun.
Yeah, in a way, I kind of want to do like videos that when they walk in, I go, oh, ooh, I'm
Yeah.
dead. You know those Disney waxworks, and then they pitch, like they project
A
a face.
hologram on the
I
back,
want
yeah.
that, so I can be like welcoming guests as they come in.
I always thought, leave a video wheel dressed as a ghost, like with a sheet.
Yeah,
on it.
yeah. I think all that shit's funny. Like, I don't want anyone else to feel super sad at my funeral. I want them to be like, oh god, he's such a twat.
Have a bit of a
like,
cry,
yeah.
but then get trolleyed afterwards
'Cause
and have a nice time. I'd also like my coffin to be the buffet table.
At see-through.
Yeah. Well, maybe with my
glass
hands,
tops.
my hands
Yeah, with
coming
the-
out of the top, holding a vol au vent.
With an apple in my mouth.
I'd be like trying to tongue that. Like, please feed me.
In some local cultures, dancing with erotic elements can be used to convey the deceased wishes of being blessed with many children, said one university professor.
I mean, that sounds like someone's just making up an excuse for why they're going to have
Oh, no.
strippers at their own funeral.
Why can't they have strippers at their funeral?
Just because I think
Just
it gets
slightly bad
get
taste,
a
isn't it?
bit raucous.
Fuck off.
If I
Yeah,
wanna
but
have
it's
a
China,
raucous-
isn't it? It's not.
No, they're a
You know,
bit
it's China.
uptight.
They're not even allowed YouTube.
That's true. You can't handle women's bodies.
But they can't have YouTube, but they can have funeral strippers.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it?
Odd.
But ultimately, do what you want for your funeral, right? There's no real...
Yeah, but I
I
guess
mean, you
if
can't do like loans of...
if you're
of
attracting
cocaine.
large crowds, imagine it starts.
Oh, I'm
to,
sorry, I had a successful funeral.
Has anyone ever said that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, I
What
had a
would be an
successful funeral.
unsuccessful funeral?
No one turns up.
No one turns up.
Well, no,
And the
because
flame doesn't
funeral's-
start to
Yeah.
burn you up. And your
the
body
funeral
falls out.
still happen. It doesn't matter how many people are there.
It's still fouled, though. I want mine to be an event.
So what would you like at your funeral? Would you want serious and somber, or do you want something ridiculous with buffet tables and made of coffins and dead people things? Let us know. Tell us somewhere.
Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and tell us your dreams and fantasies.